Jersey City, my ass. Hoboken. New Brunswick.
Patterson, son.
Patterson, all day.
That's goddamn right.
Alright, so I've had the pleasure of reading it every anniversary. This is actually the very first showing of my new book called When the City Sleeps. It is due out sometime next week when I stop fucking myself over edits. And you know, it's a book. I'm a poet. I put books out.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know you're not gonna talk right here. I will shush you right here. Yeah, exactly. No, they're quiet now.
Yeah.
I learned from the best.
They gonna be.
Patricia Smith in the house. I don't know what you know, but I know Patricia Smith's in the house.
That's right. That's why Icy can hear it.
Alright, so this is for my beautiful people from Spanish Harlem. Anybody from Spanish Harlem? It's not, you don't gotta be. Any Puerto Ricans in the house? Any Dominicans in the house? Any non-Spanish people with Spanish last names in the house? Thank you, Filipinos. I recognize all of you. Alright, this is called Remember Their Names. The evening whispers of flickering flame in the streets of Spanish Harlem are quiet. You can feel a change on 116th Street where La Marqueta is staring down its rows and sees the faces bleaching with gentrification. First Avenue is being tidal waved with bullseyes on the corner. Children hold signs that say Libertad, but you understand it is something that has to be freed or liberated, so you introduce a slow invasion instead of self-preservation. Salsa isn't as loud as it used to be in the streets. The congas are quiet and the bombas have been diffused, but there's still a resistance in the streets. We are looking for Pedro Pietri to give us back our passports so we can detach ourselves from ourselves. If you don't recognize our birth certificates, then we don't recognize your citizenship.
That's right, baby.
We wander through the streets of our memory, looking for Juliana Burgos in the concrete of our tongue. Where is El Barrio? Here, we stand on Lexington, battling for self-respect, to have our names recognized, that we are part of a tradition of beauty that has been here since the 50s, with a beautiful array of black and brown faces. This is not the Upper East Side. This is not Spaha. This is not Upper Yorkville. We will not let New York City be transformed by real estate developers for the sake of free market capitalism. We carry the weight of the young lords on our shoulders. Filiberto is screaming from the rooftops, but no one hears them because the 6 train is too loud. We hear the gunshots, they're killing our leaders, but the community don't even know their names. We are the children of Lolita, raised in a city with a skyline taller than God. We are trying to look at the stars Willie Perderpo told us about, but the space is being bought out by Home Depot. 2nd Avenue holds the blood of our history. Betances, Brugman, Braceri, and Rojas are standing on the corners with their fingerprints redder than red, staining the streets with a legacy that has to be remembered. This is not the first time someone tried to take what's ours on an island. We have seen this before. Columbus, United States military, Robert Moses in eminent domain. We are not nomads. Where we lay Aguayaveras is our home. Arrest the politicos who say they defend us but do not walk with us. The ghosts of our nationalism are on Columbus Avenue, holding their bodies, riddled with radiation and bullets, their names carried by the wind, by our breath and hearts. We speak their name with love and gratitude for their struggle and commitment to our progression. De Hostos, Confresi, De Diego, Gonzalo Marin, Matieso Cintrón, Mateo Urevas, Ramirez Medina, Rodriguez de Tio, Ruiz Rivera, Ruiz Velvis, Schamberg, Valero, Zeno Gandia, Fernandez, Albizu Campos, Cancel Mirandas, Vázquez, Canales, Collazo, Coterrey, Delgado, Matos Paoli, Santo, Torresola, Vizcargaria, Márquez, Majestad, Sojota Velez, Rodriguez Tria, Bacero, Berrio, Bochetti, Maribra, Brown, Concepción de Gracia, Ramírez, Davila, Escobar, General, de Lote Santiago, Torres, Rodriguez, Pedrilla, Juventud, Tomás, López Rivera, Perez, Morales. Let these names rename our streets. Let these names be our conduit to our fighting spirit. Let these names remind us that we are a continuation of a battle that has been everlasting since our first breath on Borinquen.
You know what I mean? You stretch it out, bro. Come on, Pop.
Stretch it out now.
Chloroseptic, Papa. That's
when you call them out, they come out.
They come. Sit up there now.
You know it. So my adopted little brother Joseph, right? He was like, you know, you should read this piece. So I'm gonna say it one more time. Anyone from the Bronx in the house, make some noise. You know, we be getting shitted on because we're all the way uptown. We're mad north. You know, everybody's from Brooklyn, so I'm gonna be nice to Brooklyn. I'm not gonna read the Brooklyn piece today. Because every time I read it, everyone wants to punch somebody in the face. But this time, I'm gonna show you how beautiful the Bronx is. This is called Love Letter to the Bronx. And I'm very honored to be a repping the Bronx and the Grand Concourse. When the city sleeps, plug. I thank Luis Alois Grise for designing the Grand Concourse, a street that raised me alongside a rumbling D-train and buses racing past me. For 161st Street with dreams of center field and a stomach of hot dogs and french fries, with home runs still vibrating off Yankee Stadium, the vendors will surely be back tomorrow at the same place and same time. The diner on the corner of Walton Avenue that stays open till 5 a.m. I don't think they ever really closed. Used to be a post-hangout spot where my boy Angel and I played pool. I always ordered heavy burgers that smell like smoke. He always ordered eggs, never thinking it's too early or too late for breakfast. For Fordham Road, for your patience with our childhoods of going into Beach Street and buying vinyl with no intentions of ever becoming a DJ. To being strong enough to separate church and state when the preacher is yelling through a megaphone and the Navy is passing out recruitment flyers across the street. For your array of stores big and small that compete for my capital up and down the hill. This tradition of fast food and fast shopping has tainted the beauty of a hard-earned dollar. Since when did the beauty of a meal become so insignificant that it takes less than 5 minutes to devour? For the Bronx Zoo and Botanical Gardens, for standing the test of time and showing the world that we can be a sanctuary of sacred things. You have cradled many memories on your free Wednesday for children who have only seen animals on television. Please open the monkey room. I am humbled by the urine at the Kingsbridge train station. Yes. This may have a facelift, but it's still the same neighborhood that has Poe Park sheltering every vendor in the world, selling every kind of food possible, while the Raven looks on. The empty restaurant on the corner has been a Cuban sandwich place, and Empire Yao and the Twin Donut is still renovating itself. I am still in love, and this is for everybody who's probably like in the 30s. I am still in love with Lois Paradise Theater on 188th Street, where my childhood is still sitting in your seats. Even after your renovation, your facade is still 1986 to me. Captured in imagination with your matinees. My memory is flawless when it comes to your stories. For Hunts Point, for fighting for our air and water. Even though we may forget to acknowledge you in our efforts, you are a fighter and you're beautiful. For Parkchester and Castle Hill, for having a beautiful array of women who ride the 6 train. And for those who don't know, then ride uptown one day for yourself and experience it. It is breathtaking. Here goes another age caller out. For Skate Key on Allerton and White Plains Road. For giving us a space on how we wanted to be, dress how we wanted to dress, and talk to girls the wrong way. I never really was there for the skating, but I learned how to be out all hours of the night, break night and go to high school the next day. I love Friend Siegel Park where my son and I pick branches where he sees his imaginary friends and I squint to see them, and I hope never to get too old where I lose touch with his childhood and his invisible animals. For the Cross Bronx Expressway for allowing us to drive into the city, but I do resent Robert Moses for partying the neighborhoods of dynamite just to get to Manhattan, and there are beautiful houses that I will never see on Grand Avenue. For Co-op City for being a beautiful concrete paved into the sky in sections. Your dedication to stay connected with the Bronx is so beautiful, even though you're so far east, it feels like Connecticut. My mother says thank you for Bay Plaza.
Yeah.
For Orchard Beach for trying to be a beach. For your sand and grass on top of your concrete back. For your transplanted water from City Island, the Atlantic, trying to make you beautiful. Even the fish smile sometimes. For Pelham Parkway and its tree-lined roads that hover above us when we drive by car, by bus, by bike. It's so fantastically beautiful. You might even forget where you are, because why would something this beautiful be in the Bronx? And I am always thankful for my mother for staying here. Raised on Willis Alexander and 138th Street in the 50s and 60s was not easy for everything she has been through. Deadbeat dads, blackouts of 77 and 03, World Trade Center, and the raising fare hikes every year. Even though she's a senior citizen, so she pays half off. She's really excited about that. She could have easily taken us back to Puerto Rico, but she didn't. She is patient, strong, beautiful, creative, and adventurous, just like the Bronx. And I am thankful for the streets of my youth. Jerome, Gun Hill Road, Westchester, Mashula, West Farms, University, Van Cortlandt, Wakefield. No one ever talks about them niggas up there. Webster Avenue, Bedford Park, Tremont, and you, Grand Concourse. I love you the most.